Okay. 3,
dang it.
5. See? Do you want me
I'll
to
give it to
you want me to reroll?
No, it was.
Are you sure?
It's flat enough. You can
It's
see
more
it.
a 5 than a 3.
Yeah, I don't know. Depends how you hold the camera.
Definitely more a 5. And there's a 4 and a 6. All 3 numbers that I can see are bigger than 3.
There's a 1.
Not anymore. Look, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Anyway,
That.
so I will go first, and I will deploy first on this side, just because it's easier. Okay. So deployment, Xlanthos. All right. So deploying. There's my commander. There's my assassin. The commander has his 5 command points. I'm gonna put the viral infector dude over here.
Oh, I forgot about him. I haven't played with half of these new rules.
Yeah, it's been a little bit.
That'd be exciting.
Yeah. Now the viral infector, like he's strength. His basically throws a blast weapon that everything is strength 3 underneath, and it ignores armor. So basically, he's always killing stuff on a 3 or less. But he's super effective against solos with multiple wounds, because if you take a wound from him, you become infected, and every round after that, you take a strength 2 or 3 hit. I'll have to look up the rules. So basically, slowly kills your solo. There's no way for you to stop it. Not yet. We might give the medic that ability later on. Alright, so I'm going to put my manipulator guy. Dave was doing some pretty cool stuff with the manipulator. He had his commander like go out of cover, fire, and then a manipulator pulled him back. It was really neat. So, I'm going to try some shenanigans with him. And then we got 3 squads. I'm going to put a squad of 6ers right here. Okay, put a squad of shock troops. Keep them out of line of sight. So I'm going to put them over here. Okay, and I'm going to put the squad 5 regular guys in the building with dude. I'm going to move him over. So just remember, cover is pretty much 2 for everything, except if you're blocked by a window, in which case it's a 3. So sending windows up here, those are level 3 cover. And everything else will be level 2. So if you're like if you're partially blocked by terrain, it's all level 2.
Sounds good.
If you're inside of trees, it's level 2.
You done?
Nope.
Oh.
I gotta place my assassin.
Oh yeah. The pesky little assassin.
Okay. Unfortunately, he only gets placed 8. I probably should give him some sort of rule like advanced deploy, which allows him to deploy further up.
He moves fast though.
He does. But either way, we'll see. We might add those rules in later on. Ba-dum-bum-bum, ba-dum-bum. Might be one of the members of that squad. Okay, that's the end of my deployment. All right, corporation deployment.
You're going first.
Just while you're doing this, just want to give everybody an update on the lore. We have pretty much Xlanthos all written up, and it's awesome. We've got the war all written up, and it's awesome. The corporation are on their way, and they're pretty awesome too. The reclaimers are well on their way to being done, and they're pretty awesome too. And the animal faction is actually pretty much done too, for the lore, not for the units. And the reason for that is because they're tied into the Xlanthos so much. So the writer who did the Xlanthos just did the animals at the same time. And they're super awesome. I'm actually really excited for them now. I didn't quite know how we were going to do an animal faction, but it's going to be cool.
Matt, is there any part of this game that isn't awesome?
I don't know. Maybe. Alright, so we've got a couple squads over here. Got a, looks like a squad over here. What else are you doing?
My commander's gonna go right here. And then my other semi-commander is going to go right here.
Well, I'm looking forward to the scenario.
I am too.
Stealth base, number 1. And you ignore difficult terrain.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so we're within 6 inches of each other.
Yeah.
So it's not like... Even stealth level 1 is useful because you can't draw a line of sight to a stealth base until they're revealed. Well, you can draw a line of sight, but you can't fire at it. Because you have to draw a line of sight to be able to do a perception check for it.
And my sniper.
So I'm thinking of having like a sniper who's stealth level 1. So you know where he is, he's so far away that you basically can't see him.
Right.
Until he reveals himself since the fire's popping off your head.
How are we going to treat these windows right here?
You can see them. They're level 3.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, just like you can. Just true line of sight.
Sounds good.
Gothic terrain in the near future. I'm going to be having Chris, now that he's in the office, he's going to do a full table of awesome dark potential terrain.
Oh.
And then he'll do another one. And then he'll probably do another one after that too. And it's going to be awesome. Like, it has to be awesome enough to actually be like high quality enough to be pictures for our miniatures on the product packaging. So think about the level of quality that has to be.
Super awesome.
Super awesome, yeah. Yeah, awesome. High level of awesome. This guy's by himself over here? Oh, he's the machine gun guy.
Yeah. And no, wait, I guess you can't really see too much. Let's see through there. Be really careful because you can just pot shot guys from across the board.
Well, the ranges have been lowered. Everybody's range is lowered by 2.
Oh, okay. That helps a bit.
Yeah, like your main guys are range 6, and my guys are range 8 instead of 10.
Medic. Refresh me how the medic works again. When someone's knocked
When somebody
down.
dies within 6 inches of him, they don't die, they become critically wounded instead.
Okay.
And then as an action, he can try to heal somebody in base contact. And heals them 1 wound. He can also heal people who are wounded, like a solo with multiple wounds, 1 wound. And I didn't explain this in the rules well enough, but at the end of your turn, anybody who's critically wounded is dead.
Okay.
So they don't last for more than 1 activation.
So if you kill 3 guys, within 6 inches, I can choose which one
Yeah, you
to
basically
go
can only
after
heal 1.
and maybe heal them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's a healing roll, which you have a level 8 healing skill, and you can use command points to modify it.
I guess that's true.
So yeah.
And I think we are ready.
All right. Good luck. Have fun. Salanto's turn 1. Okay, so I'm going to go for a bit of a strategy here of just trying to play to the scenario. Because what's the point of playing a scenario if you don't play to it? So this squad right here, they're going to advance. They've got a 6-inch move. So advance, advance. This is going to be 5 inches to go over this, 5 inches to go over that. Advance. And then for their action, they're going to forage. So their perception is 8. It's going to be interesting to have to balance these perceptions now that we're going to be putting other things into play. They make it. So we already have 1 forage token. Now, unless they die. Now we roll to see if this building can still be foraged. So now on a 3+, it cannot be. Oh, it still can be. So, interesting. So we might have to do some adjustments to some things. Like basically how much of a leadership test they modify things by. But then at the same time, they now have a -1 leadership. So we'll see how it works out. Okay, then I've got my Infector. And he's going to advance to this window. And he's going to forage. As he can, because this one is still forageable. And his perception is 8. And he fails it. And he's outside of command range. So he'll use his own command point to re-roll that. 8. So there's another token. You gotta remember, blue is not command points. Dark blue is forage tokens. Alright, so 3+. Yeah, so now we're gonna put a red die smack dab in the middle of this. That tells me we can't forage from this piece of terrain anymore. But I've already got 2. So we might need some adjustments. But we'll see.
At the same time, your leaderships can be
much
a
more.
lot. Yeah, if you
Yeah, but you're so far
continue
across
at this
the
rate.
board
That's true.
that, but at the same time, you can do the same thing. So we'll see what happens. Okay, commander will advance to here. He's touching that piece of terrain, so he will forage. And his perception is 10. He makes it. Another forage token. And does that piece of terrain have more? No, it does not. Okay, so that one's expended. He found all the moss he could. Alright, so then we've got, and of course your stealth guys can't forage because the only action they can perform when they're still stealthed is to move again. So you'd have to reveal it to forage. So we've got this squad. See, at the same time I'm not dropping grav mines and stuff, which would also help. Because it was -2 to your range shot through the grav mine. So that's something to think about. But we'll see. I want to play this scenario. I want to see if I can just... You know, a lot of people lose because they ignore the scenario. And we want to see how well the scenario works. So this squad is going to advance to here. Oh wait, they all need to be in base contact. They're going to forage. Perception is only 7 on these guys. They made it. Oh, that's cocked.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter. It's a 1. They made it. So there's another forage token. And then we roll 3+. Yes, that one is depleted. So quickly depleting everything on my side.
What are we counting the buildings as? Is that area? No. Or yeah? I don't know.
Yeah, it's area trade. It's just
Okay.
a footprint. This just doesn't happen to be on a base. So just count this, just fill in the last wall kind of thing.
Sure.
Okay, manipulator dude is going to advance. Is he 6? He might be a 7 movement. Yeah, he's a 7 movement. He's going to advance to here. He's not going to forage. He's going to use his action to play. He's going to use his dark manipulator to drop 3 gravity AoEs.
Oh, 3.
Yeah.
Cool.
Have you not played against this guy before?
No.
And he can push and pull things directly towards him or away from him. Not using gravitational forces necessarily, because some people are like, well, you can't push with gravity. And I'm like, that's fine. It's just electromagnetic or whatever. And you don't have to have metal to be pushed by electromagnetic. You're full of electrons and protons. So, however he does it. And or he can do a gravity crusher or gravitic crusher, which is just a ranged attack, range 6, AoE 3, but the strength is the armor of the target. So the more armor they have, the more damage it does, and it ignores their armor, because that would just be dumb to then subtract their armor from strength. And then the AoE becomes a gravity mine afterwards. So you hit them, hopefully hurt them. The bigger they are, the more likely you are to hurt them, then it leaves a gravity mine in their place, so they're in difficult terrain to start their turn. So pretty cool weapon.
I like that.
So you can drop 3 Xanthos gravitic mines, which have the range of 20 inches instead of just 12 like everybody else's.
Do they have to be like touching each other,
If
or
the middle is within 6 inches, no, they can go anywhere.
Okay.
Within line of sight. Basically, he places them like grenades or mines, and the way that you place those is that if the middle is within 6 inches and line of sight, you just place it. If it's outside of the 6 inches, up to the maximum range, or it's within the 6 inches but out of line of sight, it deviates. I think it's just 2d6 inches. I think it deviates d6 inches, maybe. Yeah, it's d6 inches. I'll have to double check that. Doesn't really matter. So I'm going to place a anti-gravity mine right here. Okay, that's anti-gravity, so they'll be able to pop up really easily. And I'm going to place. Oh god, within 6 inches. Keep it within 6 inches. There we go. I'm going to place a gravity mine right here. So you fire at them and it'll be -2 to your range. And I'm going to place a gravity mine right here as well, but this one will deviate. So directly away. So 1 inches directly away. We'll go. Oh, sorry. We'll go 1 inch. So 1 inch directly away from him. That's where that is. So anti-gravity, gravity, gravity. Okay, so that's his action. This squad will activate next. They will move straight up, just 4 inches, and then finish their movement. So basically, they can move 2 inches. So this guy can get. Yeah, he won't be able to get up. So over here, over here. And they will forage. Oh, this window's blocked. Never mind. They're just going to move forward.
All right.
So the anti-gravity mine is useless. Oh well. And they're going to forage. So perception 8. 11. Commander's within 9, but I'll use theirs. They make it. There's another forage token. And is the building done? 3+? Yes, it is. So building is no longer forageable. So 1, 2, 3, 4 buildings are not forageable, but I already have 5 forage tokens. That's a -5 to my leadership on the roll to see if the game ends.
Wow.
At the beginning of turn 4.
Yes, yes.
So that means by turn 4, it's going to be like a definite ending.
Well, it'll end on the next turn.
Right. So we'll see. So there's only a possibility of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Well, I guess there could be more than 13. It could also be less than 13, depending on the rolls.
Yes.
Okay, so just my stealth guy is left. He moves 8, so I can run 16. So 8 and 8. And put him over here. He's got to be within 9 inches. And then this guy will run 16 right up to the here. And he doesn't forage, obviously. I don't want to reveal him. So that's the end of my turn. It's at the end of both players' turns that we roll. See if, that's at the end of 4th round. So I think we're gonna have to modify that. I don't mind how many forage tokens I've found.
But it's the modifier.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I
don't mind them. I don't mind them on modifying my leadership individually either. Like they'll all have -1 leadership now. I don't mind that either. But the end conditions will probably have to be modified.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. By the end of my turn 4 is when it says to do it. So we'll see when we get there.